Hello and welcome back to my channel, Busy Doing Stuff. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'd like to thank everybody who has subscribed and welcome them back to another video. So I'm doing a late night haul here on a big brown box parcel. Now the seller, when he sent it to me, he said, "Look, film it when you open it up, and if there's any damage, then you can sue the post office." But no, actually, it looks like he's done an absolute amazing job of wrapping. Ooh, but not showing my address. Wrapping the parcel. So yeah, let's get on with it. So anyway, so I won't say what's in here, but I'll leave it as a surprise. But I decided to go with my sort of collecting, my vintage die-cast collecting. I wanted to go down another route that I hadn't previously been down before. So I'll explain it once I got it open. Let's see how easy it is to open this. Very windy outside. A bit of a yellow warning at the moment for really strong winds. So he said he was going to wrap this up very well for me, because I did ask him to do so, just because I was a little bit wary with normally things are packaged really well, but occasionally things aren't, and you can get, unfortunately, damaged items arrive. But on a rare occasion, I'll grab some scissors if I can find some. I'll see if I can find a knife. I want to cut through this very carefully. I mean, if you've watched some of my videos previously, you'll see that when some things arrive, they're very well packaged. But on occasion, like I've got some other vintage die-cast for another haul, and unfortunately, when that arrived, I've opened it all up already, because I knew when I got the package that the items were quite literally rolling around inside. And I just knew. I had two packages, and there were some bulk vintage die-cast that I'd purchased, and unfortunately they were loose. But I'll do that on another haul coming up. I've got next video. I think I'll do I've collected quite a bit from the charity shop, so I'll do a video on that, and then I'll do the one on the other vintage stuff that I've collected. But generally, if you haven't watched some of those previous haul videos, go back and have a watch of those. So okie dokie. Try not to knock the camera over. Okay. So he's done an amazing job at wrapping this. I really appreciate the time and effort it's taken. It's worthwhile for when a product, an item that's been kept mint condition for all these years and has managed to survive through thick and thin, doesn't end up damaged in transit. So I can appreciate on camera with you lot this vintage item. Now as you know that I've collected quite a lot of Hot Wheels stuff and Hot Wheels track stuff, and I've also got some vintage stuff from when I was a kid. This is absolutely amazing. I mean, the box. The thing is that the box is absolutely like it was brand new. I mean, you couldn't get any better than this. You know what I mean? Okay, so if you hadn't already realised, it's a very early 90s Matchbox super fast stunt set. Now, the other day it dawned on me when I was going through looking at some of the track sets and stuff that I did not actually have a Matchbox track set. Not that I can recall anyway. So when I saw this one, I had to jump at the opportunity to get it. It's absolutely amazing that something like this can survive for so long and still be absolutely mint like this. So it's got a car in here. So we are going to do the unthinkable and we're going to open it. And this has never been opened. And I think this is 1993. I think this is from. So that is 33 years old. So if I open this very carefully, because I don't want to damage the box, I still will keep the box. I'm not one of those people that will chuck the stuff out. The whole purpose of this is to have a nice mint box as well. So I'll try and open it without causing any damage. Might be quite difficult. You see that? Oh, I'm showing. Oh, sneak peek of the next video. Uh-oh. I just accidentally showed. Don't go back and have a look. That's for another video. Okay, hang on. I can't open it. I'm trying so hard not to bend it. Hang on. Hang on a sec. I know some people that do collect vintage stuff in Matchbox. They'll just get it opened and rip the end off, and they're like, "Oh, I collect the actual cars and things. I don't collect the cardboard. I'm not a cardboard collector." Well, anyway, this isn't going in the bin, so I'll try and open it carefully. I just can't seem to open it. Hang on. What about the other side? It's saying to me, look, I've been in a box for 33 years. Just leave me in there. Hang on. Well, the thing is that it'll be fun to put it together and have a play with it, you know? Here we go. Yay. Right, finally. So I haven't given up and switched off already. Thanks for still staying. Right. Oh, wow, look at that. That's just brilliant. It's like Christmas back in the 90s. Well, here you go. Here's a perfect sticker sheet. 1993 copyright Matchbox Toys USA. Subsidiary of Tyco Toys. This perfect mint sticker sheet. Instruction manual. Wow, look at that. It's just amazing, eh? People on the grandstand. Okay, look at that. Here's a car. Sellotape down. And a rubber band. Well, if you were alive in 1993, you remember what it was like. A lot's changed in the world. Certainly didn't have mobile phones that could film videos. Oh, wow. Look at that. Well, that was a surprise, because I honestly thought I'd get a different car. But, you know, Ferrari Testarossa. Oh, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Look at that. Ferrari Testarossa with super fast wheels and suspension. What more could you want? Oh, that's absolutely brilliant, hey? Oh, she's a good roller too. That. Wow. That's something special. That's the first time it's seen the light of day in 33 years since somebody put it in the packaged it up in the factory. That's just great. I've got a couple of these. I actually had one with the Testarossa with the 8 dot wheels. got a couple of those actually. One was from when I was actually a kid. So the red one with the Ferrari logo on the bonnet. So that's brilliant. So right. So what have we got? We have got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of track. So it's very similar to Hot Wheels track back in that era. Very smooth running. And these are the bits for the loop to loop. That's a bit for the seesaw, and some other bits there. The launcher. And that's for the seesaw. Right, how do we get this out then? The fact is, finding a track set with a mint box, that's difficult. So, especially when it's this mint. I mean, goodness knows how they've managed to keep it this mint for so many years. Just being very careful not to rip anything. Because sometimes, mint packaging's worth just as much, if not more, than the actual item itself sometimes. And Matchbox collectors tend to want mint packaging, usually. Look at that. So what I will do is I will set this up and then do a display video on it. I wonder if I can actually open this without ripping it. I can actually get this back through this way, can I? No. That's very interesting. I wonder how they got this in here in the first place. There we go. I'll see if I can get it back together. Some people will be like going, just rip it! Goodness me! Right, there you go. Now, shall I just carry on and put it together? What do you reckon? Might as well. Right, so you need some rubber bands on this. I wonder if the rubber bands are still good after all this time, eh? Because I don't know, rubber bands nowadays they tend to disintegrate, but they don't make things like they used to, do they? What do they do? Oh, hang on. Maybe they give you two. Maybe that's just in case one breaks. Maybe. So yeah, got plenty of Hot Wheels tracks. And if you didn't but know from watching my other video, I did get a very special one recently, which I'm going to be in the process of trying to build a shelf to put it on. So I've got a proper place where it's going to be. So oops. Oh shit, I wouldn't want to break it, would I, after all this time? So am I meant to use one or two? Well, the rubber band's going to come off each time, isn't it? If in doubt, read the instructions. Right, here you go. Oh, see, I had it completely wrong. There you go. That's what I meant to do. Right, so that's meant to be... You put that through here, like so. Come on, I'm meant to be good at engineering. Right, hang on. And then that goes like that, doesn't it? Right. Okay. Right, there you go. Okay, that looks about right. Yep. One for spare. Let's push this down a little bit. Hang on. Okie dokie. So it says the first thing you're meant to do is put the labels on. Now that can be a tricky thing. If you don't put them on right, they're going to be wonky for the rest of eternity. So what I might do, I might leave them off at the moment. You've got to be really careful of doing stuff like that, don't you? Doesn't that say super fast? No. Or shall I put them on? What do you reckon? I'll put them on. Right, so you want to put super fast on the launcher Now I presume that it goes right to the end there. So you just make sure you put it in the right place. I did actually do sign writing at one point in my life, which was a lot of sticking on labels. Their motto was, it's more than just sticky labels, which was true. Now this is where you get one shot at it, isn't it? You got to make sure it's perfectly lined up. How's that? Perfect. Now this is one thing that always got people during sign writing stuff, and it's like, well, when you get to the other side, you have it like that, right? And then on this side, what do? Do you stick it there, or do you stick it there? I presume you probably stick it there, don't you? Right. I still have the neck. Perfect. Well, this will make a really great display piece, but also you can I'll definitely use it. The whole plan is to have a big custom built shelf with vintage track sets and other track sets on there, die cast, and then if I have the need, I can use them for a video or. Okay, so that's done. Right, next bit, we've got to stick it on the back of the ramps. Should we do the back of the ramps? Uh-oh, almost. Don't think it's that sticky, but uh-oh, be careful. This is where it could go horribly wrong. And you get one of those creases in it, or it gets stuck on skew with, and then it's stuck on skew with forever. Right, there you go. How's that? Is that possible? Amazing how well these stickers have held up for 33 years in a package. Unbelievable. I think nowadays they make stuff to deliberately disintegrate. I mean, obviously not Matchbox or Hot Wheels, you know. Thank goodness. But, you know, other things. Right, there you go. How's that? Brilliant. I had practice when I used to stick stickers on cars and stuff like that. Right, okay, so now the next bit, I have the, you've got to work out which way around though you put it. You think it's that way? Sure, it looks like it, eh? Certainly doesn't, not that way, eh? You wouldn't think so in the picture. Okay, and then the B is the swing, and the swing, you've got 2 lightning bolts on there. Right, so let's have a think. Right, what does this go on then? This plugs into, where does it plug into? Or does that go on the end of a track? Hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself now. Okay, so alright then. So that has this part here. See, that threads in round here into the back. Onto here. So that must be the top part. Hang on, I just move the track out of the way a bit. Okay, so this bit here, I would presume it goes on the top like that. Now, which way round? Because you only get one shot at these things, eh? And if you stick it on wrong, that's that. So I presume you can stick it on like that. What we actually used to do sign writing was you could split the backing off. So you'd take the backing off, but then you'd have a front like see-through or semi-translucent, like a something put over the front. I can't remember what it was called now, but it was like a film that would adhere to the front. So when you took the backing off, it would be adhered to something already, and then you could see through. And then what you could do is then you'd bring the backing off and roll the backing off to the point where you'd bring it halfway off, and then you could cut it off and you'd have half the backing folded down. So I could show you what we did. So this is probably quite tricky actually. It would actually be pretty good if you did actually have, because as you can see, what will happen is you got to be careful that when you pull all these off, you don't rip any off. See if I can see what I mean. It's going to be quite tricky. Gonna have to separate each one individually, otherwise you could potentially rip one or two off. You don't really want to do that. So what we would do would be peel it off halfway, like that, fold it over, and then we'd put it sort of here. So hang on. Actually, it's going to be harder to do it that way, so I'll just peel it off completely. And I can line it up a bit better. But then if you had it with the backing sheet on, then you could, you wouldn't have to hold the sticky bit. You could just then apply it. There you go. Brilliant. I think that's actually really good. I put it on like millimeter perfect, and I think that's pretty straight. I've always had an eye for doing stuff like this, to be honest. I've got a very good eye for it. For years I did my gardening business, and I used to do a lot of stuff by eye. Sort of never really used to measure anything. I used to just use my eye. Quite accurate in that respect. But if anybody ever asks me, oh yeah, I measured everything. Yeah, of course. There you go, perfect. Brilliant. It just makes such a brilliant display piece for a collection, something like this. And then you can always have a little bit of a play with it and a bit of fun, nostalgia. Right, okay, next thing. I'll just have a look. Oh look, there's Bobby. There's Bob. Where's he gone? Bobby! Hello? Hello, Bobby? Right. Okay, so just make sure I get the last bit right. So it looks like the oh, hang on. It looks like the inner angle of the bolts point inwards. Yet on here, obviously, so when they cut it, they've done it the way to make the most of the material, I think. And they've used the jotter to cut it. It's always very important to take your time when you're peeling off the stickers, because the amount of times people rip them off and leave half of it behind, you know. You've got to be very careful because they do rip quite easily. And if you stick the stickers on skew earth and badly, you know, you might not really care, but to me, it's that kind of thing that I'm just like, oh no, ruins it. But anyway, right, let's see if I can get this. Maybe I should take up sign writing again. Problem is, it's very costly. Anyway, all the vinyl and everything, and the machines and everything, and the startup costs, very expensive. Right, you can breathe again now. Stop breathing. Just so try and get it perfect. Right, brilliant. Look at that. Almost, see, almost just a millimeter out, but never mind. I mean, most people wouldn't even see it. It looks pretty straight to me. There you go. You know, because that's my eye. I get irritated if I haven't got anything perfectly straight on there. So perfect. Okay, so next, shall we pop it together? Probably running out of space on here. We could put it down on the carpet. Right, hang on a sec. I'll just put the stand down. It's amazing how they don't tell you what car you get in the track set, so you just assume you're going to get the Fiero. But to get a Ferrari Testarossa is a real cool surprise, to be honest, for this track set. Right, hang on a sec. Bear with for a sec. Okay. So what we want to do, right, we want a piece of track. Okay, so what we want the launcher. Now the next one is we need a loop. So first of all, right, so this is the base for the loop, and then we will put one in this side and click it in, and then one in this side and then click it in. Very cool. Very good quality. Good plastic. This is obviously the Matchbox Tyco era, so it's when Matchbox was sold to Tyco Toys, US company. Right, so hang on, I'll just have a look here. They're all the same size. So then that loops around into here. And so I remember going from the 80s into the early 90s. Right, so I presume you see that. The launcher going into here, and then it goes into, and then sorry, I'll see if I can actually do it on camera. So this goes in like this, and then this goes into here like so. If you had this in your collection, or you had this track for all this time in the box, would you be able to resist opening it out and playing with it? Let me know in the comments. Or does it amaze you that it's gone for all this time and nobody's ever had the urge to get it out and play with it? You know, could you resist it for that many years? Okay, so hang on a sec. So I presume this is correct. So excuse the cat stuff. It's just the cat's dinner. Right. And then this goes down to the end. And then this goes in the end. So I don't know what happens actually. So hang on a second. I'll just put you down for a sec and pop that in. Okay, so that's the end part. That's the jump part. Alright. So what happens when the car gets down to the end and it crashes into the cardboard part? That's what I want to know. So I suppose we'll find out. We don't want to really wreck it in the process. Okay, do we? Okay. So that's joined into here, like so. And then that is a jump. Stunt jump. And then under here, hang on, I'll see if I can push these in a little bit better. Right, hang on. Trying to hold the phone and do this at the same time. It's getting a bit difficult. Just pop it back on the stand. Okay. Gosh, it's a real storm outside at the moment. Push it. Oh, hang on, without damaging it. Okay. Right. So that's just the lights, clip-on lights. Here we are. Okay, so here's Bob come to say hello. So alright, so here's the launcher. Super fast. Goes along here, goes around the loop. Then it goes to the seesaw jump to the finish gate. Right. Okay, so let's just grab the car. Oh, I just showed you the next sneak peek by accident again. Okay, so on goes the car. Clipped in. Sorry, you missed that. In goes the car, goes clipped on. Here's Bobby. Bobby's all excited. He's going, ooh, what's that? What's that? Okay, so in goes the car. It's nice how it's got suspension. You just don't get that anymore. Okay, let's have a go. Let's see. Ready, set, go. Oh no, it didn't even make it. Right, let's have another go. Here's Katarina. She's come out to say hello. Let's have a go. Ready, set, go. No, it hasn't got enough oomph at the moment for some reason to push the car. Oh well, hang on, let's have a look. If we push it, ready, set, go. No, something happened, it came off. Let's give it another go. Oh, it came off and crashed. I wonder if we actually need to put another rubber band on there, maybe. Not sure. Will it actually work? After 33 years, does this track set actually work? Ready, set, go. It hasn't got enough oomph. Right, let's have a look on here. What does it show you? So theoretically, it's meant to crash into the cardboard at the end. It's meant to jump over the seesaw. It's meant to go around the loop. Okay. Now looking on the back, we've done everything right with the rubber band, haven't we? Yep. We're going to put some weights, books on the loop. Okay. So hang on a sec. Hasn't got enough get up and go. Alright then. We'll have to figure this out later. See if we can get it going, and then I'll do a short on it going. So what it's meant to do is go around the loop. Then it's meant to go over the seesaw and then down to the end and crash into the end. So yeah. Anyway, it's a nice piece of nostalgia, and it's great to have a Matchbox. I'm sure I'll get it working, and then I'll do a short on it. So thank you very much if you've got this far. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for watching, and please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for more great diecast content. Thanks very much.